So if this is the model, okay, if this is completion, if it needs to rotate in an XYZ axis and it has to have, you know, magnets with antenna insulated from each other going down coils, okay, for the other 3D axes, and it's combined into one to create a new heaven, and that new heaven is lined with magnets. And there are axles with magnets at the end that stick into the middle, okay, to basically take the principle of putting a ball bearing with a magnet on it and lining this with magnets, hovering it on top, making this spin, okay? So if you can mechanically create that, you can put sensors on the box, okay? I believe they're just little magnet sensors. One side is wired, the other side is free-floating magnet parts. And as these spin, they collect their data or whatever, okay? It's transmitted into the wires, into a signal, okay? Into the wires, okay? Now, that happens up there, and that happens over here, okay? And then on this side we still have what I believe to be enough for 3 circuits now, because what we have here is an X, okay? This is an X, which is a depiction of a 10. However, there are nodes at the end of the 10, meaning there's a one-dimensional line connecting them in a circle. So that's an 11. And the center here is the one-dimensional line going in and out, okay? And that matters. So this is a depiction of a 12, okay? And if you can get 3 volts from this magnet to this antenna, that's 12 volts, okay guys? 12 volts. The ends matter and the center matters just as much as the depiction matters, okay? So if you have an X here, a 12, and on this side you have 2 C's, okay? You know, or a C and an X, guys, but you have 2 C's, but you have an X and a plus. So you have to account one X for one C, and the other one for the other one. So you have a CX, CX, okay? So you have a 12 and a 100. You have 120 and 120. Now all that means is that the antennas here, this one, this one, this one, and this one, are all going to be wired together, okay? Just as the same bottom ones down here are going to be wired together. Just as ones in the back are going to be wired together. And they're all going to be wired together, okay? Just as whatever's coming off of these are going to be wired together. If these are three wires coming off here, then perfect. This here will create you 1, 2, 3, 6. This will create 620 volt circuits. As well as, okay, if you do individually, okay, if you do that X, that X, that X, that X, that X, that X, 6 CXs, or 620 volts, okay? And then what if you were to wire them all together? I don't think you would, because you'd have 620 volts. If you have 620 volts, you can make 1 240 volt and have 420 volts. See what I'm saying? It's based on the fact that you can create 3 volts, but not enough current. I know you can't create enough current here, but I know you can create 3 volts. It's been measured. I've seen it with my eyes on the screen. Okay? Magnet, insulator, coil, antenna. Okay? Your circuit is positive and negative. All these are wired up together. They need to be wired up together, and all these are wired up together. They need to be wired up together. And they are also wired up. The positive and negative, the 2 wires, are going to be wired up to a 3rd wire coming from this. Okay? To create one circuit for your appliances. Using alternating current harnessed from the earth, guys. We just got to make sure that putting magnets all the way around in all the axes don't interfere with each other, so that the probes, when you put them in, because you can only do maybe one, right? One for sure, okay? Like if this is wrong, guys, you can go back to the other model and do one for sure, I'd say. Like if you're able to put, you know, a ring and place something on an axle in there, will that start to spin if you do it precise enough? If that spins, what happens? You know? In the other model, okay, in the other model where I only had the one spinning and everything was that big cluster, and then the other cluster here with the 4, if only one is spinning, it's going to be the one at the end, okay? I just had a thought about the other four. The other four could be entirely made out of copper, like copper pipe even. Okay, with copper elbows to create copper, like entirely copper wheels. And all I think is going to happen, if this is spinning and has magnets on it, I think it's going to create some kind of eddy current, and then you're going to have motion of all those four. And maybe the motion of those four are going to have a lot of torque. I don't know. But all I'm thinking is, there are many models. They all seem to mathematically work in various ways as the model evolves. You know? But like I don't care if someone steals this idea and does something with it and creates free energy and abundance for all, you know? Like that, you know, go right on ahead, guys. Show love. But this, you know, like what was Donald Trump quote there? I give it back to the people or whatever. Like, you know, the Bane quote. I'm so flustered right now. The Bane quote, guys. He's gonna give the power back to you guys. This should be a Kickstarter. This should be a company that makes these as a Kickstarter idea so that they can provide them at the cheapest cost for everyone based on just manufacturing parts alone and whatever. Okay? That's the way I see it. That changes a lot of things. Okay? You want to give it back to the people. That's how. Okay? Not everyone has what it takes to build these. Okay? Maybe you do. Like, you know, please, if you think you do, try it and let me know about it. That would be fantastic. But now that I have models instead of just like one finalized model, I see different principles. I have to research more about, you know, how that collects and what kind of circuitry and wires and whatnot. But that to me seems like the idea, guys. I mean, it's just exactly what it is, an idea. Okay? 12, 100, like 120. There's 2 of them. And there's 6 of them. That seems to be the most efficient. Maybe other ones will work with a lot more finagling. But I think this is what happens at the end of Revelation 16. Okay, on the seventh vial, nothing happens. Okay, there's no more creation. Okay, because remember, the sun creates the new heaven. Okay, and then the 5th vial. So the sun will go, let's say, in this direction. And the 5th vial. And the 6th vial. And it's done already. On the 7th day, it was put in a box, guys. Wired up so it could be used. I don't know, but I'm liking this one. It's simple yet hard, but I don't know, the numbers work, the wiring works, the feasibility of it all works, the basic concepts seem to be legit, the application of the basic concepts still needs to be tested, or maybe it's already been done and I just don't know about it. Now, I've seen these before. But have I ever seen one rigged up like this? And like this. And like this. It's quite possible, guys. We've gone to the moon. Yeah. Just keep telling yourself that we went to the moon, guys. So we should be able to kind of somewhat make an educated, valiant effort at constructing this device. Cheers.